back again for another video. This one is pretty much me just having a rant and a moan about the idiocracies that are the green new agenda, save the planet, hypocrisy, nonsense, rubbish. So I have 2 packs of almost identical minced beef. I've covered up the names of the supermarkets where they came from. As you can see, they're both beef mince, they're both 25% fat, they're both red tractor, they're both 500 grams. Although this one is in the old style traditional hard plastic case, and this one is the compressed vacuum packed slab of flesh, which claims to be 60% less plastic, which it probably is. We'll weigh it and find out. But I'm going to cook these both separately, and I will show you how idiotic and just nonsense the whole scenario is. See you soon. Right, so I'm trying to make this as controlled as I possibly can. So I'm using a cold pan in both instances. Same ring on the same hob, up full, same pan, and basically going to see how long each one takes to cook from when I put the pan onto the hob. Obviously this is the fleshy, slabby one. Vacuum packed, so it's going to take a little while to get some heat into the pan. Now, like I say, I just think it's nonsense. So what we need to take into account here is their claim for doing this is that it's 60% less plastic, and I think they're probably correct, but we will weigh them. But the bit that they don't tell you, and it's all for the green agenda, so the bit that they don't tell you is that this thin plastic, I don't know if you notice now when you go to the supermarkets, I can remember not knowing what it was for when I went into Aldi's. You go into Aldi's and there's bags and bags and bags and bags and bags and bags of small plastic crisp packets, things like this, whatever, all outside in the foyer bit in Asda's. And what that is for is because your thin plastics, like crisp packets, these mince packets, they cannot recycle them in the same way that they recycle your other plastics, your hard plastics, soft plastics and hard plastics. You can't recycle them like they recycle the hard plastics, because they just clog up the machine. So clearly they've had to invest. I say they, but again, it's just nonsense. New machines, not only that, we have to wash this packaging out, and then we have to drive it to a supermarket, which I don't do, to be honest. I'm not washing it out, just uses water and then washes more microplastics into the water system for us to ingest. It's been found in the blood of humans all over the world, to be honest. It's in every water source. I'm not going to be adding to that by washing that out and then driving it, using fuel to drive it to a supermarket. So they've got different machines because they can't recycle it with the same stuff. So there's a cost there. What I'm going to demonstrate here now, because they've sucked it up into a vacuum pack, this takes, I have done it before, this takes substantially longer to cook than the not compressed slab of flesh which comes in the hard plastic case. And take it into account, you go into every single supermarket and there are shelves and shelves of now the soft plastic minces, whether it be pork mince, chicken mince, turkey mince, beef mince, lamb mince, 20% fat, 10% fat, 25% fat, 5% fat, lean stuff. There's hordes of it in every single supermarket. So it's not just me cooking this. So it's the gas or the electric, same all different jockey to cook it. But not even that, the hypocrisy of all of those things then. So the extra gas to cook it takes so long, the fuel to take it to the supermarket, the expense of them buying new machines if they were actually doing that to recycle it. It just lies anyway. So I'm just going to read, if you Google it, because I knew anyway. So China stopped taking our rubbish in like 2018. I'm going to stop this when there's no pink left. They stopped taking our rubbish in 2018. So now the UK still ships significant amounts of recyclable waste to India. India remains the primary destination for UK paper, scrap metal and processed tyres. The UK still ships plastic, recycling and other waste to India, while the majority of the UK's export is plastics goes to countries like Turkey, the Netherlands and Malaysia. India still remains a major... Sorry, I've lost my place now. A major destination for UK paper and scrap metal. Right, I think that's pretty much done. Yeah, there we go. Right, it's off there. Okay, there's no more pink left. So the UK exports roughly half of its collected plastic waste overseas to be processed. Significant amounts are also shipped to Asian countries, including Malaysia or Indonesia. Shipping overseas occurs largely because processing the sheer volume of UK plastics locally exceeds domestic capacity. Now, I don't choose this plastic. I'd much rather it in something clean. But unfortunately, everything is plastic, even our money. And our money is not suitable for vegetarians, by the way. However, this practice is controversial. Investigations by organisations like Greenpeace have revealed that, in some instances, waste sent to developing nations or countries with weaker infrastructure have been illegally dumped or burned rather than properly recycled. It's just a farce. So they're not even recycling it in this country. They're shipping it abroad, and they're not shipping it on some solar-panelled cargo vessel. It's just nonsense. It's just silly nonsense. It's fake. It's... I'm speechless, to be honest. But we just have to do it because that's the position that we're forced into. There's only one place now where I know I can go and buy the hard plastic, traditional style packaging. .5 grams. 11.5 grams.